So Carlos, let's go back to when you quote like hit, right? So you're struggling, you get the rejection, all that stuff, but then you get cast in Big Time Rush. And it was like you had sort of a similar thing and you shot to superstardom. It was like, boom, that show was a big success. Yeah. Before you know it, you've got tons of fans. For people who haven't seen it, here's just a little clip so people know what we're talking about. This is SOT 9.
Never as far away as it may seem. No, never. Soon we'll be together. We'll pick up right where we left off. This London, Tokyo.
All right, this is your music video, but takes you back.
That's the clip you show.
The most boy band clip of all.
It's so cute. What do you mean, Sadora? You brought back the boy band.
We were doing an homage to Backstreet Boys in the airport. That was the idea.
Okay. It worked.
Yeah, it worked. It was cute. It was cute.
You've got the fawn. I mean, you had to have had the fawning girls everywhere. It's like a modern day version of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Listen, he's very humble. He will not say this, but I'll speak for him on this behalf. We're literally sitting here right now where he's going to be performing tonight, but they just played MSG. It was sold out. Every venue that they go to is nearly sold out or sold out. They sold out their Mexico show in 3 hours or something. Crazy. Like it's amazing. The fan base that they have is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I like to say that we did bring the boy band back. You
did.
There had been a lot of boy bands trying to make it, but the fact that we had a TV show that was reaching 4 million kids every single week, and then the songs would be on iTunes, and it wasn't as big as Hannah Montana, but we definitely, we helped reignite that love for,
the boy band,
male dudes on stage, pointing in the same direction.
Synchronized dancing.
It actually feels so much more wholesome to me. I'd much rather have my child watching that than listening. Even, you put on Spotify today and you just hit tododay's hits and it's like effing, N-word. You're like, oh my gosh, what is
today's hits? I don't get it. I feel like
I don't understand it at all. I mean,
so you're not going that direction.
No. And you know what? There's 4 guys in my group, and this resurgence, this comeback of ours has been so much fun, and we're writing a lot of music, but it's definitely a battle. I mean, I'm really the only believer. Our lifestyle is very different from their lifestyle. I'm married with kids on our own bus. They share one bus and they do their stuff. And it's like, I love them, but I'm very much, alone in this. So I'm constantly being like, well, can we not say this in the song, but can we say this? Can we not do this, but can we do this? So yeah, I mean, it's I
think you've done a really good job at balancing it though, but also keeping them keeping the whole band in a place that is still family friendly.
Yep.
Like you guys are able to grow up, but you're still family friendly.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you mentioned Hannah Montana, and I don't want you to rip on Miley Cyrus, but she did sort of cross over from this beloved children's star to very raunchy. And I would say, as somebody who is her fan earlier, I was like, I don't want to see this. I don't, I'll never forget her interview with Matt Lauer on Today years ago, right? And it was like, she was clearly trying to be titillating and he was inappropriate too. And when it was over, I just felt kind of skeevy.
It makes me sad because as the years keep going by, I feel like the bar of what is okay just keeps getting raised. And I'm like, no, can we bring it? I mean, the stuff that they're allowed to say on cable television, I'm like, how can they say that? They really? They just got away with that.
Well, I think it's hard because ultimately at the end of the day, Miley's really talented. Mm-hmm. She is so talented. She's a fantastic performer. When I see girls kind of go in this direction, I'm like, you don't even need to do that. I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know who's pushing you to do this stuff, but you don't need to. You have talent. That speaks for itself. You don't even have to go down that road. But I get it.
And Carlos editing out the lyrics that maybe they don't have to. You don't, as the fan, you don't even know that's been done. You don't, so it's great. You just get this nice product. And it reminded me of, and I were talking about this, the Super Bowl show with J-Lo and Shakira, right? Where it was like, I mean, I saw lady parts as I watched the Super Bowl with my then 6-year-old little boy. I did not need to see that. I did not need my son to see that. It's like, they're great dancers, they're great performers, they're great singers. why? Why does it have to be truly like almost X-rated?
Yeah. No,
because it's that bar. That bar keeps getting raised. Like it's just.
I mean,
we push the boundaries every year.
Even children's programming now. Again, I'm not going to rip on anybody individually, but there are some things out there like I can't let my kids watch.
We just don't let them watch. We have to be so careful.
Yeah, I mean,
like Disney movies. You can't go to Disney anymore.
Disney movies. I mean, even Nickelodeon. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, there's no need to go there. It's okay.
Yeah.
These are babies. These are babies. We need to remember that they're just little kids and they're still navigating life.
It's what's so crazy about our society right now is we try to, we put more, forgive me, but like there's more vag in the public square and there's less God.
100%. 100%. But I will say this. You read the Bible, you're looking at the Old Testament, and it's not very different than what's going on today. I mean, you had all of this stuff happening back then. It's just we have social media now. Like there's a faster in your brain way to get there. But again,
that's a great point. Like, I haven't yet. I've never read the Bible like beginning to end, but I have been doing Father Mike's Bible in a Year, which I like. Everybody's been doing this great podcast, and I listen to it. I'm like. Because I also love crime podcasts. I love Dateline, 48 Hours, 2020. It's just like, I don't know, whatever. But I'm like, this is like another crime podcast.
Okay, so people always laugh at me, but I compare the Bible. I'm like, I loved the Hunger Games. I remember reading them and just being so enthralled, like so excited about it. And I felt the same way about reading the Bible through. When you find a Bible that you can understand, so make sure you find one that's easier for you to read. Even if you have to just start with the Message version, start there and then grow and like move on to like maybe like a more like old school version. But it felt like I was reading some crazy adventure book. It's incredible. And it's actually like the stories are amazing. And the fact that all of this happened, like, I don't know, I get excited about reading the Bible and we feel a little differently. The Bible's a little harder for you to read.
Definitely harder. I'm like you. I'm more like, let me just listen to it. Let me have like preach me. Like
somebody explain it.
This woman used to wake up at like 4 a.m. and go to this room that we designated as like our prayer room. And she would go to the room. And every morning when I felt her get out of bed at 4 a.m. to go read her Bible, I was like, you go read your Bible. Like it bothered me so much because I felt so convicted that I should be waking up and going to read my Bible and pray with her and start our morning like that. And she did that for like half a year until I was like, hey, you know what? I feel guilty. I've been hating on you for doing this when I should be supporting you and maybe joining you.
Gathering around the dinner table has been the catalyst for change since the beginning of time. Ronald Reagan once said, all great change in America starts at the dinner table. If we can return to eating meals together as a family, which is so important to do, then we can create the conversation and change we want to see. Maybe it feels overwhelming to get everybody together, so many different schedules and so on, and then still make a great meal. But Good Ranchers makes it easy. You pull out a Good Ranchers package of beef, chicken, or seafood. You season with a little salt and pepper, good to go. Cook it however you like, off to the races. Tastes amazing. Every box you get is superior quality, flavor, and value. And Good Ranchers is a company that supports American agriculture and business. You're already buying meat. Why not support an American company like Good Ranchers? Use my code Megyn to get $30 off your order too, plus free shipping. Free express shipping. You can have it soon. Start eating their beef and their chicken and their seafood. And by the way, if you don't want to do this pepper and salt, they'll pre-season it for you. You can get the pre-marinated version, which is what I like. Make the gatherings at the table easy and fun with Good Ranchers. Go to goodranchers.com/Megyn to bring your family and friends to the table and eat some seriously delicious food when you're there. goodranchers.com/Megyn. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.